Thanks for being here. Welcome to this live session, 4 ways to deliver an Amazon-style shipping experience. It will be presented by Eric Irway, who I'll introduce in just a second. I'm Andrea, Product Marketing Manager at ShipperHQ. And while we're just kicking things off, if you want to introduce yourself in the chat, we would love to hear from you. Today's session is all about delivering an Amazon-style shipping experience just in time for the holiday season. So I'll introduce Eric, but first just want to share a few housekeeping items to help you get the most out of today's session. Eric, if you want to go to the next slide, thank you. So how to get the most out of today? Block off distractions as much as possible. If you can, block off this time in your calendar. It should be about 45 minutes, maybe up to an hour, depending how many questions we get through. If you'd like to take notes the old school way, you can grab a pen and paper, but we will also be sharing the recording afterwards. And we would love to keep things interactive. Now that we've got the chat working, feel free to engage with us there. And you can also submit questions in the Q&A, and we will have a Q&A session at the end. Also, at the end, we will have a special offer exclusive for webinar attendees, so I encourage you to stick around until then. All right, so I'm excited to introduce today's speaker, Eric Irway. Eric brings over 20 years of experience designing world-class products at companies like Dell, AOL, Magento, Adobe, and Cart.com. He is a true e-commerce veteran, and we're thrilled to have him leading product strategy at ShipperHQ. I'm really excited for what Eric has in store for us today, and I know that you're going to get a ton of value out of it. So welcome, Eric. Thank you for being here.
Great. Thank you so much, Andrea. This is a great opportunity, I think, to share a lot about what we're doing. And I know a lot of work has been put into there. So thank you, and Becky as well for being here. So Andrea, let's go ahead and do a quick poll here. If you can put that up in Zoom. Really want to make this interactive, like you had mentioned. And from our standpoint, for us to really start thinking about delivering on an Amazon style shipping experience, it's important to understand goals. And so let's go ahead and flash that up. Give people a minute to respond there.
Cool. So you should be seeing the poll up on your screen. And the question is, you'll consider your Black Friday, Cyber Monday shipping strategy a success if you can select multiple options. You hit your sales goals, you see high conversions, low cart abandonment, you get a low number of shipping related customer service tickets, you break even or make a profit on shipping, there's no downtime and nothing breaks, or anything else that comes to mind, you can write it in the chat. And we'll give you guys just another few seconds or so to submit your responses there.
Great, thanks, Andrea. It looks like I can't vote myself. I have so much. I have so much I want out of this webinar. So,
oh darn. All right, so here are the results. It looks like the majority will consider their shipping strategy a success if they see high conversions, low cart abandonment with 86%. You get a low number of shipping related customer service tickets at 64%, followed by you hit your sales goals, and then a few people picking those other options there. Thank you so much for sharing.
absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Before we get started, here's my promise to you. In the next half hour or so, we want everyone to get a lot of value out of this. What you're going to be able to walk away with is a simple and clear plan on how to get ready for Black Friday and Cyber Monday in a matter of days, not weeks or months. It's right around the corner, but I think one of the things that people overlook are solutions or small things that can be done that can have a lot of impact. And so we're hoping in this webinar you'll learn a thing or two and ask some great questions and be able to walk away prepared to crush the holidays and grow your business by, in some cases, as much as 82%. And like Andrea mentioned, special bonus at the end, we're going to send you a link to our brand new Ultimate Shipping Strategy Checklist and give you an offer for new and existing customers as well. So look forward to that. So let's take a look at some data. According to research, 90% of the participants that we've seen, according to third-party surveys, believe that shipping experiences make up at least half of their overall online shopping experience. In many cases, it's the last impression before an order is placed. Just think about that for a moment. In the entire experience, that's the one that may be the last impression before perhaps a delivery is made. In addition to that, two-thirds of shoppers expect free shipping, and that number continues to grow with regards to free shipping. And if free shipping is not needed, over 60% of customers and really consumers as a whole are willing to pay for more on faster deliveries, and 92% of them prefer to shop with retailers that show delivery dates at checkout. Dates, details really matter. And so, what does this all really mean? Shipping matters most, especially during the holidays. So as we continue to look at research, UPS Capital published this recently and shared that 96% of merchants these days are reporting rising shipping costs, shipping issues, fraud, and consumer demands as threats to their overall company's success. Not just shipping, not just commerce, but their company as a whole. These are no longer nice to haves and really are key considerations for all businesses. The Amazon effect is very real, especially for retailers, and customer experiences and customer expectations are higher than ever, with merchants struggling to address conversion, like we saw in the survey, cost and volume, and other aspects that get increasingly difficult and really get compressed a bit during the holidays. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Additional data, especially from Forrester, confirms a lot of this. An estimated $18 billion is lost annually due to cart abandonment. I think, again, we saw this in the surveys. This continues to be pretty steady, roughly around 70% of this. And this has been pretty steady for the last couple of years. In addition to that, high shipping costs and slow delivery account for a primary concern as well. And if that's not enough, customer success issues, customer service issues could really be spent, and that time spent elsewhere, and loss of profitability can occur due to those shipping costs. And so net, the data continues to support shipping as a primary factor. And again, this is especially important during the holidays. So you get the picture. So imagine a scenario where you're cutting cart abandonment in half, that you're significantly reducing your customer service issues, and you're growing and scaling a profitable yet productive business. That's when optimizing your shipping experience can help. And quite honestly, it's often overlooked. So if you're not familiar with ShipperHQ, this is exactly what we do for thousands of customers. And we've been in the business with this with a female-led founder for 15 years, going all the way back to 2008. Our team has years of e-commerce experience and has become a trusted partner, supporting almost any platform that you can imagine, any carrier to date, including Shopify, Magento, and Adobe, and we're even built into the core of BigCommerce. We're available in app stores everywhere you can find them and trusted by big brands like Toyota, Procter & Gamble, Kellogg's, Kohler, Gibson, just to name a few. And at the end of the day, we take pride in offering a platform agnostic solution that solves for a lot of the problems that we've raised here with regard to the research. And ultimately, this gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility as a customer. So from here, I'm going to be talking about 4 shipping strategies that you can implement before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, based on our own experiences. The first strategy is around rate accuracy. You saw this earlier again in the research, and I think we all have our own personal experiences as well. Using live rates from carriers, including LTL, is a great way to manage costs and improve conversion. Rates change all the time. Dimensional weight is one of the biggest reasons why merchants trust ShipperHQ for rate accuracy, especially for big and bulky items like this forklift. But it also applies to B2C and B2B as well. There's a great flexibility in this, and accuracy is incredibly important. In addition to that, rate shopping is another advantage, giving your shoppers the ability to choose regardless of carrier. That flexibility also incredibly important because the rates can change, especially during the holidays, getting closer and closer to the holidays and the dates themselves all the time. And accuracy is paramount in each and every one of those cases. Let's move to the next strategy. The second strategy is around offering multiple shipping options with dates in most of those cases. Over half of the customers in this research preferred the accuracy itself over speed. Again, think about that for a moment. Accuracy above speed. Customer expectations are higher than ever, and situations where online pickup is a very popular option late into the holiday season where dates, predictability, and trust matter, especially in those last days. And we've seen a lot of data around that. Giving your customers full control of when, where, and how much is going to improve your conversion and satisfaction. Ultimately, everyone wins. And in addition to that, this strategy can be used in combination with other strategies as well, like rate accuracy as well. Let's talk about the third strategy, free shipping. We all seen it, we all love it, but it's got to be profitable. Again, customers are expecting it more than ever, but what we're finding is people are willing to pay more and getting it. We've seen that ourselves, and ultimately, we've seen this also in our own personal experiences with Amazon style checkout experiences. Unfortunately, there are a handful of options that you can consider based on certain criteria. Free shipping thresholds, free shipping for certain products, free shipping for loyal members and loyalty programs as a whole, bundled shipping cost into the product prices, and then free in-store pickup. With all of those options, you then have a variety of different strategies to help conversion, profitability, and managing those at each and one of those options and making sure that your costs are in line and accounted for at scale. Again, more important than ever, especially when that scale is really pushed during the holidays. The fourth and final strategy is all about analytics. This one's really exciting. And, as a business, you should really think about it from your own standpoint. How are you measuring and analyzing shipping today? Are you testing new strategies like free shipping, rates, options, accuracy, promotions? It always comes down to asking yourself the question, why? Understanding the impact of these choices are key for a healthy business, especially when you're watching the bottom line. And while many people talk about ROAS, or the return on advertising spend, the return on shipping spend is equally important as a major cost in every business, especially during the holidays. And so with the right analytics and the right intelligence, you can turn shipping into a profit center for your business while growing it during the holidays. Unfortunately, you don't have to figure this all out yourselves. ShipperHQ has been doing this for a long time, and we're here to help. In many cases, we've got solutions to address these strategies right now. And we can help you grow sales, improve conversion, and optimize your shipping. And because we're no code, and these can be configured in many cases in hours, not just weeks or months. Shipping could be your secret weapon for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And it's not too late to get started when you're thinking about growing sales, conversion, loss of profitability, and the insights that are really important for you to crush the holidays. Here are a variety of capabilities that we have to date. Many of these you've probably seen, some of these you may not have. We're going to cover a few of these. Delivery date and time. The idea around that rate accuracy and that date accuracy are incredibly important. We have the ability to show clear shipping details at checkout with estimated delivery dates. Again, that Amazon style experience, arguably one of our most popular features. Beyond that, dimensional shipping, also incredibly important. Think about big and bulky. Think about nesting. Think about the complexities of what it takes to really predictably ship the products and get the rates that you need to help you account for all the variations that are happening during the holidays. In-store pickup, by way of things like enhanced checkouts and other considerations, are also a great way to offer an option, especially as you get closer and closer to the holidays themselves, to give you that option to not only ship it, but also be able to pick it up from store. And then last but not least, LTL freight. Again, when you think about big and bulky, there's a lot of complexities behind the scenes, and offering customers a variety of options that give you both choice in date, cost. It's really a great way and really an amazing way for you to help maximize that shipping experience. And there's a lot of numbers behind that. We've got many plans, though, available for businesses of any size and any platform, including Shopify as well. So these are just a few of the capabilities that we have to date. Again, there's more in store, and we've got quite a few of them in the roadmap as well that we're excited about. Speaking of roadmap, one of the features I'm particularly excited about is our brand new analytics experience, which we launched recently for advanced and enterprise plans. Merchants need to make data-informed decisions on shipping and how key metrics like conversion and average order value are affected, specifically from a shipping perspective. They also have to understand shipping cost. How often is free shipping is selected, and how often is carrier performance a factor when not available in any other reporting? So with that, let's take a look. What we're seeing here is a demo of the all-new analytics experience, which we released recently. You'll see in this dashboard, it's broken out with key insights between checkout and order shipping, and especially in the cases where order storage or shipping insights is enabled. For each of these views, you'll be able to filter by website, destination, shipping group, and a variety of cart and pricing considerations. You can also view by duration and look at the last few days, months, or even the past year. Key insights for shipping price and costs are especially important when tracking profitability, and the feedback has been really positive. But there are also analytics for orders, understanding what really makes sense from a free shipping standpoint and which methods, cost versus speeds, is selected by shoppers at any time. So we're very excited about this, and we have a lot more planned and a lot more in store in the future for this. But this is available today for both advanced and enterprise plans. So don't necessarily take our word for it. One of the things we're really proud of with the thousands of customers over the past 15 years is the feedback, and the feedback really matters. Our success ultimately is tied to their success. And even when businesses and platforms change, we go along with that. We can be part of that strategy. My personal favorite is the one from Fullwell here. And when you take a look at this, for me, that really stands out. I could not do e-commerce without ShipperHQ. That's a really powerful statement. And so this and many others are really the reason that we get up in the morning and we come to work, and we're continuing to look at some of the areas that we can help these customers from a shipping perspective, where ultimately it's part of a larger checkout experience for their customers. So as we start to wrap up this webinar, I wanted to share with you one of my favorites in Clean Eats. We recently shared this case study in video recently with Jason Nista and the Clean Eats team. And the story that they've told is really that of savings, but there's far more to it. In their case, they saved over $200,000 with ShipperHQ and UPS. They're also able to reduce customer service issues and improve on-time delivery at the same time. It's really pretty impressive. And we're really proud to say this, customers like Clean Eats have trusted us with their business. And this continues, again, to drive us each and every day to solve for problems like Clean Eats, but really the other customers as well. So as promised, Andrea is going to be sharing a link in her chat for our ultimate shipping strategy checklist. You'll see strategies mentioned here all along with more depth and detail that you can share with your teams as a token of our appreciation as well. So I'll give Andrea a moment to kind of share this link in chat.
Just drop the link there in the chat and it should go directly to the checklist. Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Giving 1 second to finish putting in these links here. And then we will get to some questions. This is a great time right now, if you have any questions, to go ahead and drop them in the Q&A, and we'll get to them in just a moment. All right, so I've dropped links in the chat for new customers, a link to start a free trial. That is a 15-day free trial with ShipperHQ. And if you select a plan by the end of this week, you can use the code that I've dropped in the chat to get 50% off your first 3 months, which is our best offer of the year. And then if you're an existing customer and you want to migrate to an annual plan, you can use this code. It looks like it's missing an S at the front, so I'll recopy that in there. But you can log into your ShipperHQ dashboard and use that code for your first 3 months free. And I will also drop that link to the checklist in again.
Great, thanks, Andrea.
Great, so I'll jump to the questions. We have a question from Andy. Our stores primarily drop shipping products to our customers. Does delivery date and time work with that when we don't have control over the shipping piece?
Yeah, so that's a good question. In general, we've seen pretty much any scenario with that. And so with regard to delivery date and time, dropship is definitely part of that. And so I think the short answer on that is yes. But happy to follow up with you if there's a specific scenario that we can help you with. So that's a great question. It's not what we do is not exclusive dropship, but we do support that. So
Awesome, thank you. And then Eric, how long does it take to get set up with ShipperHQ?
it's a great question. We get this question all the time. Ultimately, it depends on the complexity of your shipper needs. But for most businesses, the setup process can be completed in just a matter of hours. Some cases, it's a few days. We've got a lot of resources online and with the team to help support and get you set up fast. But ultimately, depends on the size of the implementation. But there's always a great way to get started small and build from that.
Awesome, thank you. Amy asked, where does the code go for existing customers? You can head over to select your plan, and when you select any annual plan, you'll be able to put in your coupon code there. If you have any issues with that, by the way, you can email support@shipperhq.com. All right,
Yeah,
Phil.
we're pretty easy to find. So let us know if that doesn't work.
So Phil asked, for in-store pickup option, can I have it available and shown to a specific region or set by distance to a location?
I believe so. I would say, let me double check on that one from my standpoint. From our standpoint, though, I've seen a few examples that do share that, but I'd want to validate that and follow up with you on that one. It's a good question. I've seen a lot of flexibility in in-store pickup. It's more advanced, especially through things like enhanced checkout, which is available for all of those platforms to give you more granular control. And so, but yeah, let us validate that and get you some documentation on that as a follow-up.
Yeah, we can definitely follow up with you on that, Phil. And then I have a question from Howard. What is the best way to solicit support from ShipperHQ for proper setup of shipping methods?
We're pretty easy to find, so I think if you you can reach out to us at the email email address that we provided for you, and so let us know. We're always watching and we're always taking a look at it, and so there's often quick turnarounds from that. If you're not, let us know. We'll make sure of that. But there's assistance when you get set up for that, and we're happy to help. But regular channels will help. We also have chat, and we have a phone number as well. So happy to help on a variety of channels to get you up and going.
I just dropped the email address for support@shipperhq.com. Looks like some people are having some trouble finding where to put the promo code for existing customers. So definitely, if you can just send a quick email to support@shipperhq.com, and they will help you get set up. Or if you want to just drop your name in the chat as well, we'll follow up with you right after the webinar. So I know I got Kathleen was asking that question, so we'll follow up with you.
Great.
Have a question from Matthew. How is the delivery date displayed if you are looking at multiple carrier rates and selecting one to show as standard shipping?
So I'm trying to visualize that. So it's showed by method, right? And so if you look at any particular example, I've seen this most recently on Shopify. And again, you can see this pretty well with things like enhanced checkout. You can actually show it by method, which the methods, of course, are associated with the carriers for this one. And so that's pretty easy to configure. You can take a look at the settings, and again, happy to provide some documentation on that, on how that can be configured. So it's a good question, but you'll have granular level control, especially on that.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Aaron said, I am not seeing data in the order shipping analysis and analytics. How do I set this up?
It's a short answer is send an email to support. Let's take a look at this. I will say from a new product perspective, one of the things with the order section of analytics is that it does take a little bit of time to index your order data. Of course, it does require shipping insights and order storage to be turned on, which it should be if you're starting to see that, but it does take a little bit of time to start indexing from that one. And so if you're running into any issues, by all means, reach out to us and we'll make sure you're taken care of. So let us know.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for all the questions, everyone. I have a couple more here. Let's see, how would ShipperHQ integrate with our site and other business systems?
Yeah, I mean, we get this question also a lot, and the short answer is we're essentially infinitely flexible, but ultimately, we integrate seamlessly with all major e-commerce platforms. We also work with over 50 carriers and 3PLs. We have the ability to manage all of that shipping in one place, and we do offer those some API integrations those don't suit you, and especially with custom platforms and complex setups, those are often a really good strategy. But ultimately, our no-code solutions with the rest of those will help you and then also not affect those existing systems as well. So yeah, short answer is, we've seen a lot, but really any platform, 50 plus carriers and 3PLs, the idea is to manage everything centrally there.
Awesome. Eric, I just have one last question for you, and then we're going to close things off here. David
Sure.
asked, how does ShipperHQ handle multiple products for a customer, but only one of those products ships free? Can ShipperHQ separate the two shipments? If so, how can I set this up using WooCommerce?
For sure. I would say let us submit let us share some documentation on that one. I've seen it possible. I think you're looking at a very specific sample with regard to products. And so there is a configuration for that. But happy to send some documentation along there. So we'll get your information to make sure you get that.
I'll say I feel like there are very few scenarios that I haven't seen us be able to accommodate. We've seen it all at ShipperHQ.
We have, which is an easy statement to say, but I've been here for almost a year, and I've seen that to be the case. And so yeah, let's follow up with that one. Especially in the case here with the WooCommerce question, and make sure that they get what they need for that one. It's likely a quick configuration that's tied to those products.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, your participation. Thank you, Eric, so much for the great content. This was awesome. We have all of your questions and chat are saved. So anyone who had a question, we said we'll follow up. We will be sure to follow up today or tomorrow. So thank you again so much for being here and participating. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you, Eric.
Great. Thank you, and thank you, everybody.